From October the 16th, the 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China will be convened in Beijing. The 20th CPC National Congress takes place at a time as China embarks on a new journey to build a modern socialist country in all respects. It will review the work of the past, chart the course for the future, and elect new central leadership. Before the event, I visited 3 expats living in China to hear their expectations for the upcoming CPC National Congress and their insights for the country's development in the long run.
I am from Brazil, living in China already for almost 7 years. I work as an editor at CICG.
My name is Joshua Dominic. I'm from the United States. I've been in Beijing for about 20 years. So I do some nonprofit work with people with disabilities.
I came here first in 2015 because I was lucky to be accepted at Xinhua University. What I do, like many other people here, is to study, understand a country that is just so fascinating, dynamic, diverse.
They shared with me how they think of China's changes in the past decade, including
we all see a changing environment in terms of China's role in the global economy and how that's going to proceed in the future. The Chinese economy is obviously impressive from any perspective.
China became the main commercial partner of Brazil. China is becoming also a major commercial partner for many other Latin American countries.
It's no doubt that the scale, speed, and scope of China's economic growth and rise is unprecedented in world history.
Last year, I went to Inner Mongolia and I visited many places where I could learn how they managed to recover land that was in process of desertification. It's an important work. Desertification of agricultural areas is a problem in many countries, and China is providing valuable knowledge on how to fight that.
You see that for young Chinese people, climate change, biodiversity, having cleaner lifestyles is a priority. It's not being imposed, it's people's consciousness. So you're seeing an entire society, along with the government, pushing towards that goal.
China has done amazing things in terms of the environment, especially in the last few years, maybe the past 5 to 10 years. I've seen big changes, and that's something that I can say wholeheartedly that China has done well. So I think China is at the leading edge of green technologies right now because it's the center of technological innovation in the world in a lot of ways.
Poverty is growing around the world, and at the same time, China managed to achieve this great result. 100 million people is a lot. During these last years, I had the chance to visit some families who were in extreme poverty until some years ago and listen to their stories. When you talk to them, you can clearly learn that a lot of improvement was made.
So I think that China's economic development is really what's brought people out of poverty. There have been a lot of new regulations that have been put in place and have improved that element of rural development. In terms of infrastructure, you now have more high-speed rail lines, more highways, and even rural secondary roads.
For my country, for many countries, we think of poverty alleviation now as a big priority on our national agenda because we see that China did it. Now with poverty alleviation, China's method of doing it and doing it so successfully in such a short period, it's redefining the discourse of how to achieve our mutual collective goal of the SDGs.
I think the biggest change in China is change itself. Everything is always changing in China, whether it's a new building being built or a new subway line opening. I think that one thing that's kept me in China for 20 years is actually the idea of possibility and what's going to happen in the future.
They also share with me their expectations for the upcoming CPC National Congress.
This Congress can deliver a message to the world of what China is planning to do.
China's increased role in the world is indisputable. So that means decisions that are made here have always had and continue to increasingly have global impact. So I think China's commitment to the world and China's commitment to its own people, we will see a positive endorsement to both of these.
For the 20th CPC National Congress, my biggest expectation is to see where China is going in the post-pandemic era. I think other concerns include how China is going to open up to new industries, new exchanges in terms of the BRI, and where China is going in terms of new technologies, and especially green technologies, because of the SDG goals and the technologies that are being used to make those goals possible.
I think all southern countries are expecting that. We want to have further cooperation with China. Of course, China can give a good signal to the Global South in this aspect, because we are all focusing the same objective, to reach the development. And together, we are stronger and we can cooperate and learn from each other.